Hi guys, welcome back to Buenos Aires, Argentina. This is the very last video of my world trip. So I will catch you up from when I was last in Puerto Madryn up until now. It's been a few days. So after the last video, it's actually really cool. Like soon after I recorded that video and was just walking along the beach, looking at the water because I saw some other people looking out that direction, saw more whales. So I got closer and it was actually like the best I've seen that whole time I was there and previously. But you could see the whales, they're up closer, and you could actually see the tails like coming out of the water and them slapping the tails on the water is really cool. Got to see a lot more. So it was like a nice little last send-off from my stay there. The only other thing I forgot to tell you before that I realized from the video previously was that earlier when I was switching from the apartment we were staying in and then like couch surfing, depending on if someone was renting out the place. Anyways, I was walking back to the apartment with all my stuff and someone like basically stopped and pulled over this lady who was driving with her son, and she thought I was lost walking around or something, but pretty much offered to give me a ride. So that was really sweet. Again, just showing people like in general in that area it's pretty common and people are just nice and like want to help you out. So she's like, I thought you were lost and it made me think of my daughter, and can we like take you there to where you're going, and such a far walk and everything. So that was sweet of her. So anyways, they dropped me off there. But so last video was Friday. So actually later that evening, I didn't even know like this was gonna happen, but we ended up going to Leandro's brother's house, the one I went to basically like the first day I got in, for a nice dinner, another asado, which was absolutely delicious, really tasty. So anyways, we went over there with the rest of the family because it was basically his twin niece's birthday. So all the family was getting together for that. So anyways, it was a nice dinner, and got to see everyone pretty much before I left and got to say goodbye. So that was nice. That was like pretty much the end of my stay there. It was a good send-off, I guess bittersweet you could say. I got the invite back from the family, so that was nice. But it was a good like goodbye, I guess, as good as goodbyes can be, right? So that was the end of my stay there. I got into Buenos Aires, and the last 2 nights have been staying at my friend's place in the center of town. Basically my Argentinian friend that I had met in Brazil. She's from Buenos Aires. She was actually planning on visiting me in Puerto Madryn, but I left earlier than planned. So anyways, at least I got to see her and hang out with her. So the last 2 nights I've been staying with her. So after I got in, like our tradition in Brazil, we went and got a cappuccino at Cafe Martinez, and there was a promo, like 2 of these special cappuccinos with a cake or whatever. So we got that, shared that. We're catching up, have been catching up ever since, but it was really good hanging out with her and seeing her and catching up. And then later we went out to dinner and had an asado. I went to a parrilla, of course. I gotta take advantage of everything I can in the last few days I'm here. So that was Saturday evening. Pretty much have been, again, like eating all the things I can that are from here while I'm here. So Sunday morning, she got some facturas for breakfast, which are basically like pastries. So we had that. And then later, this thing she had told me about previously called bagna cauda, which is actually an Italian dish, but I guess they eat it in Argentina, at least in some places. Not everyone knows about it apparently, but some do. So she actually ended up making that for lunch. So it's this dish, which is kind of like a fondue, but instead of cheese, it's made out of garlic, anchovies, and like a cream sauce, and you dip food in it. So we had that for lunch. And then I ended up meeting up with my friend I stayed with previously when I was in Buenos Aires, in Palermo, because I had forgotten that bag there, if you remember from the video before in Buenos Aires. I met up with her to get that, and caught up with her real quick, filled her in on the whole story and everything. And then later went out with my friend. We ended up going to San Telmo. Saw, as usual, on Sundays, it's like their big day, some people drumming and dancing in the street. We went to this event that we just found, kind of looking for things going on at the Museum of Modern Art, which was kind of like a music, audio, visual type of event where they had different things going on the whole day. So it was interesting, definitely different artsy, but like the first thing we saw was pretty much like a DJ, a girl DJ playing electronic music with visuals going on in the background of the screen. And then afterwards, it was this other kind of almost like visual movie or documentary with just like all these crazy visuals and crazy music in the background. So interesting, something different to check out, something really random but nice. Right before we went there, I was telling my friend about this story that I had heard about someone losing their wallet in Japan and then it getting returned to them, and they actually had more money in it than when they lost it, which was crazy because that never happens anywhere else. And then after telling her this story, I see this lady on the street pick up the card you use for the subway or the bus, and I thought she was gonna take it, and then I see her just put it on like the window ledge right there, and I was thinking, well, it's surprising. Most people would just take it, and it just made me think of like checking for my card, and I realized it was actually my card, so it had fallen out of my pocket when I grabbed my phone or whatever. So that was nice, got that back, even though I hadn't even realized it fell out. So anyways, we went to that event, walked around San Telmo a little bit more, got to see some of the tango they do in the main plaza, Plaza Dorrego. And then we ended up going to this brewery and had some beers and chicken nuggets. So that was the rest of the day, pretty much. Today is my very last day. So earlier went out to pick up a few things to bring back home, and I was just walking down Calle Florida, which is the main pedestrian street downtown, because I didn't really get to do it before. Every time I was in the area, it was already nighttime and everything's closed, so just kind of walked around, killing time while I have it. I don't have much left. I need to head back soon, but just checking out the city a little bit more while I'm here because I don't know when I'll be back. So right now I'm at Plaza de Mayo, the main square. I'll show you in a second the very last views. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of the story right here. It's been an amazing journey, but it's really weird leaving, honestly. Of course, I'm happy I will get to see my family and everything soon, but it's like such an odd feeling. And I think especially being in Argentina and Buenos Aires, where there's so many like memories and I don't know, like one of those special places for me. So I'm glad I get to end the story here. But at the same time, it's definitely like sad to leave because who knows when I'll be back, but I do know I will be back. So that's pretty much it. Let me show you the last views and then I will say goodbye. If you look down back that way in the back, that is Puerto Madero, where I did one of the earlier Buenos Aires videos. The famous Casa Rosada, which is the presidential house. And this is the rest, of course, the Argentinian flag of Plaza de Mayo, the main square. That's where the mothers march around on Thursdays, assuming they still do that, for the lost ones. They lost, I think it's called the Dirty War, they call it. Anyways, there's handkerchiefs on the ground and things like that because that's what the mothers wear. A little bit of history there. And the rest of the plaza. Alright guys, thanks for following along on my journey. Hope you enjoyed it. And there won't be a next time, I guess, and unless I do another world tour. We'll see, maybe in another part of the world, but not anytime soon, I think. So thanks for following, and Until next time, maybe down the road in the future. Bye.